Today we're going to talk about how to install the IO link option on your PLC trainer. Your encoder is going to come pre-installed on the front of your three-phase fan, and the rest of the IO link you'll need to assemble because there's several different ways that you can do it. First, you can mount the IO link option on the side of your linear actuator, and also we have the freestanding mount. Now let's talk about what all will come in your IO link option. First, you get a 4-port IO Link master. Then you're going to get an IO Link photoelectric sensor, a discrete inductive prox. Even though this is a discrete sensor, it will still connect to your IO Link block. A discrete capacitive sensor, 4 cables. 2 of them will have a 90-degree end, and 2 of them will have a straight end. Some terminal block hardware for all your cabling to go to, an Ethernet cable to connect it to the Ethernet switch on your PLC trainer, and finally, a bag of hardware. So let's talk about how we will put it all together. So spin our trainer around to the back. And first, we're going to make room for our terminal blocks to go on the right side here. So we're going to pop the end anchor off of the side of your relay. And we're just going to slide that relay out of the way. And then you're going to get one end cover, and we're going to pop it on the side of one of your terminal blocks. And we'll snap it on. And then we're going to snap another one on. And we'll snap one more on. And then let's have a look at this one before we actually snap it on. So on this, we actually have 3 separate rows. And what that is doing is it's giving us 3 separate circuits here. So the top one connects to the top one, the middle one connects to the middle one, and the bottom one connects to the bottom one. And this will let us power up our IO link and get the input output. So we'll snap that on. And then you're going to get 2 red jumpers, and these are very similar to the jumpers that you have on this side. And what we're going to do is we're going to push those into the top block on the back and on the middle block on the back. And these can be a little difficult. And so just take something and just press in really good and make sure they are securely in there. You probably heard that one pop down a little bit. And then we're going to slide our relay back over and put our end cap back on. Next, we're going to go ahead and mount our bracket onto our freestanding mount. And so first, just take your screwdriver and just pull this end cap off. And you're going to find that there are 2 screws laying down in here. You're going to take those out. And those will go into your bracket that will hold everything up. So just pop a screw in on that side and take the T-nut and screw it back on this side. And do the same with the other one. And really, this is the only step in the entire installation that will vary depending on which mount you're doing, is if you are going to mount it to your linear actuator, that in your bag of hardware, you have 2 shorter screws right here. And just pull those short screws out. And that is what bolts it to the back of this actuator. And while we're in there, we're going to go ahead and pop out the longer screws. And you have several flat washers and nuts. Go ahead and take all of those out as well. Then let's take our IO link bracket and we are going to drop it. This is actually to help support the weight of it. We're going to drop it right in there. And I'm just going to loosely tighten these for now. And I'm going to put the cap back on. That way I don't lose track of where it is. Then we're going to take the long screws out of our hardware kit. And we'll slide them through here and thread them on into our bracket. And then there's not a specific order you need to have these in, but in my videos, I am going to take the photoelectric sensor. That's the one that kind of looks like the 90 degrees. And I'm going to put it right beside of our IO link master. And then I'm going to take the inductive prox and put it into the middle hole. And finally, we'll take the capacitive prox and put it into the lower hole. One very important thing to check if you're using it on the linear actuator is you could have these sensors far enough out that as this actuator comes by, it could hit them. So make sure as the slide goes by them that it has plenty of clearance. We don't actually use them in any of the exercises with the slide and them interacting together. So it does not matter that it needs to actually trigger them. It's just a convenient place to mount it. That way we can learn about IO link. All right. After that, we are ready to do some wiring. And in this case, there are several different ways that we can wire this. And I want to break this up. That way we can talk about them. Because I find when you come to my training, we can usually nail down wiring buttons, wiring lights, even wiring motors. Sensors are one of those that we seem to really struggle with. So we're going to wire these to our IO link. We're also going to wire these to our PLC. That way we can understand how they work, because you can take an IO link sensor and wire it to a standard input, and we can take a standard sensor and we can wire it to IO links. We're going to learn about all of those. And I've created this playlist right here to get you started.